We've got Australia Day out of the way, all the celebrations. I just want to try and, I suppose, address the whole Invasion Day, you know, always was, always will be, you know, all that sort of thing. Like, it's Australia Day is not about celebrating the day that, you know, white fellas came to the country. It's about celebrating about being Australian. Like, yeah, like you all have your days, your NAIDOC weeks, and you know, like you celebrate all you want. You know what I mean? Like you get a lot of time allocated for that sort of thing, a lot more than what the white Australian, if that's what you say. But we're all Australian. That's the thing. Like whether you're black, white, or you know, new to the country, but if you commit to being in Australia and to follow our, you know, amalgamating to our way of society, sort of thing. You know, not try and change it from the shithole you just came from. Which is what's happening, and this is the thing. We all need to be. Look, you guys need to be leading the charge on this, because yes, your First Nations, you know, like no one's disputing that. No one's saying anything that, you know. It's just there seems to be a lot of directed hatred that for no reason whatsoever. I mean, you weren't at the landings, and I wasn't at the landings, so I didn't do anything to you people, and you didn't do anything to me, because none of us were there. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous to blame people that, I mean, even the atrocities would have been, done by the fucking guards anyway, not the convicts that were brought here, you know. And there was, would have been attacks. There was attacks from both sides, you know, the whites attacking the Aboriginals and the Aboriginals attacking the white settlements, you know. So, and there's obviously retaliations and stuff going on both sides. Just ignorance and the not knowing that, like, you know, the blacks not knowing who the whites were, and the whites not really knowing who the blacks were and whether they were a threat or that, you know. And obviously you're going to have conflicts because, you know, you're throwing spears at people and then they don't know that they've got guns, and then they fire guns at them, and, you know, like, then it snowballs from there for a bit. But then it settles down, obviously, you know, like then you start trading, and then, you know, both cultures are learning from the other, and they're benefiting, and that's the way it's been all the way through now. You know what I mean? Like, there's still no genocide of the Aboriginal race going on. You know, it's like, if nothing, if you've got better benefits than the white fella. You know, the white fellas are predominantly the working ones that have helped build this country from what it is. I mean, let's face it, you know, like 40,000 years, and nothing has developed. You know what I mean? Like, not in the couple of hundred years that, like, it has since white fellas come. You know, and it's the whole Australia Day thing and all that, and the marches is nothing to do with immigration or anything like that. Because yes, we're a lot of us are immigrants, but I'm fifth generation Australian. We've got 5 generations in the family here. You know, like I don't know any other country as my home. You know, and same with my kids and grandkids, and, you know, like, this is the thing. Like, to say that we don't belong here, you know, is pretty rich, and it seems to predominantly be from the younger crowd. You know, they seem to have a lot more hatred towards a white fella. Because I mean, I was, you know, on the receiving end of a lot of that too, because I grew up in Derby in the Kimberley, you know. But I went to high school there. But, you know, I also had a lot of mates there, a lot of Aboriginal mates up there, and still do. And, you know, and I fixed the planes, the RFDS planes that would fly out to the communities and, you know, fix everyone up, you know, like bring them all in, make them healthy, you know, like. And I drove ambulances for 5.5 years in Fitzroy Crossing. So, like, I've saved a lot of Aboriginal lives, you know, and I've had to deal with it a lot, you know, like. But yeah, I mean, and then, you know, I worked in A&E and operating theatre at Royal Darwin Hospital for 3.5 years as well. So, and, you know, a lot of predominantly Aboriginal up there, you know, that come in. You know, I was in Army unit up in the Kimberley in the top end, Northern Territory, where we started training a lot of the Aboriginals from the communities to become soldiers. And they're awesome soldiers, they're awesome trackers, they're awesome fucking, you know, survivalists. You know, they've got a bit more of a sixth sense in the you know, country than what the white fella has, you know. But once again, we all learn from each other, you know what I mean? And there's awesome, I've got some awesome fucking Aboriginals, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing, it's not about the hatred of the Aboriginals, it's not about the hatred of Australia, it's about just us getting on, because we need each other. Honestly, we do need each other. And, you know, like,